we just had the annual event, right? And you gave some really great words of encouragement in your speech.
I was there front and center watching you.
But it was great. So, well, one, were you scared? You can tell us. Were you scared to get on that big stage?
I was nervous the day before and the morning of, because I realized I was too short to use the teleprompter. And I didn't want to fool around with stepping on boxes and all of that. I'm too clumsy for that. So I was nervous about getting the speech together. And to be frank, I've never spoken to 1,000 people. So, sensing the moment and what was going on was interesting. But I also, when people started showing up, I felt like these are my friends.
Right.
I went around, I saw so many people that I've known for years. So many of the chairs, Scott and his wife were there, and Bill Wood and others, the Berries were there. And so just to have those relationships in the room, you just start realizing, well, these are my friends. So they probably know what I'm going to say because I've talked about this my entire career. And so I'm just going to talk to them. So I was excited. I really was blown away by Damon and Arthur Brooks and what they brought to the table. I thought that was exciting. And I think what we're going to talk about this next year will build on that momentum.
Well, so thank you for, segueing into that. What are we going to talk about in 2023? You have some pretty bold ideas, which you've been talking about since 2011, right? So let's talk about how you see that vision coming forward in your reign as chair.
Right. So what I'm really passionate about, and I think what we as a community are really great at, is making faithful investments in people. Some people might call that mentoring or coaching or whatever you want to call it. It's that thing that Wichita does better than any other place I've ever lived. And just remember, I've lived in a dozen cities in 4 different states. I've never seen a community where so many people from different backgrounds in different parts of the city will invest in other people the way Wichita does. And it was apparent to me, so when I met my husband, he was investing in other people. He's a Wichita native. We lived in Colorado. He was picking up the elderly for church on Sunday morning and driving women from China to English language classes in the evening. And I thought that was interesting and special. And then I met his family and I realized they did those things. And then we moved here and I realized this is the DNA of this community. That's why they do those things, because they're from here. And it inspired me to continue in that vein. So I think that's our secret sauce. And we need to yell it from the mountaintops and lean in and do more of it.